gentlemen, what the world has been waiting for, what the world needs now, the one, the only, amazing, original, Johnny Blaze. Often imitated, but never duplicated. There's Johnny.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you all to the amazing original Johnny Blaze Show. It's always great to be here as I blaze right in with my karate kick. Let's have a blazing, hot, fun time. There are many men in this world who became millionaires because of their wives. Most of them were billionaires the day they got married. Money cannot buy time, and it often leads to pain and suffering. So as your good friend, I would like to relieve you of your pain and suffering. I accept all forms of payment. A politician was asking for campaign contributions in the upcoming election. I know times are tough, but when I was a young man, I donated my last dollar, all that I had, and where I am now. One of the voters stood up and said, "We dare you to give all that you have one more time." Two old men were sitting at the bar. One of them asked the other, "What did your ex-wife do for a living?" "She had two jobs," the other man replied. "When I first met her, she was a housekeeper. After she divorced, she kept the house." A 60-year-old man married a 30-year-old woman. After the wedding, his best friend asked him, "How did you manage to marry such a young woman?" "It was very simple," the old man replied. "I told her I'm a 90-year-old millionaire dying of cancer." We have a blazing hot fun show with a special guest. She is a multi-talented singer, songwriter, and an all-around entertainer. So please give a big warm welcome and say hello to the one and only Jen Ash. Jen Ash, welcome to the amazing original Johnny Blaze Show.
How are you?
Fine, you looking so beautiful. Look at that beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
What a dazzling smile. Really, such a warm, friendly, beautiful smile. Really,
Thank you.
Irresistible. I love it. That's great. Yeah. Well, anyway, Jen, hey, it's many people in life have their own story. Just give me a rundown, Jen. Tell me what the Jen Ash story is. How did you get started in entertainment, and where are you from?
So I was born in Lebanon, but I grew up in France. I used to be a professional basketball player until I turned 25, and I decided to move to Los Angeles to change path, start a new life and start music.
Oh, really? Great. So you started basketball, and then you decided to move here from Lebanon, France.
Mm-hmm.
And then from basketball, what attracted you to entertainment and music? What attracted you?
I always liked music. I just didn't know I could sing until one of my friends heard me and pushed me to sing and take classes and go for the dream, because sometimes when you live in Europe, doing entertainment is kind of like unreachable. So when you arrive in America, you realize that everything is possible and you can actually do it. So yeah, Europe is a little different than here.
Oh, I see. So you feel much more hopeful over here. And is it your friend that inspired you, or do you have any favorite singer or songwriter that motivated and inspired you to do what you're doing now?
So I grew up with a lot of Celine Dion in my ears. She was very big in France and very big here. So she won one of like the influence I had, and all those like female artists like Christina Aguilera and Whitney Houston, all those divas that have amazing voices were my inspiration to like start doing music.
Yeah, these are spectacular, amazing, and blazing hot entertainers.
Yeah,
they're all very successful. Oh yeah, Whitney Houston was great. It's too bad, unfortunately, she got involved with the addiction of drugs. But boy, what a voice she had.
Yeah, even Amy Winehouse was one of my top. And yeah, it's so sad that drugs and alcohol get in the way of those amazing artists.
That's true. Celine Dion is another one that's fantastic. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
Remember her again, All by Myself. That's beautiful. That takes a certain kind of a talent to be able to build a song out like that. She's able to do it. Of course, other people have tried to emulate her. That's for sure.
Yeah, her French albums are great too. Before she started singing in English, her French album are like classics.
Well, that's fantastic. So you have some great people to be motivated and inspired by, and you're a good friend that obviously motivated and pushed you.
Yeah.
So did you go to school and learn music? Take any voice lessons, or you self-taught, or did you?
So I study international business and marketing in school, so it was something totally different. And I just took some vocal classes, and I took some piano classes a little bit to learn how to like read music and everything, but I started very late. But nothing is impossible, you can learn at any age, and I think that's the beauty of the world we live in. We can learn everything now.
Well, you do have a very positive attitude. It's true, Jen. What the mind can believe, the mind can achieve.
Yes.
You gotta picture yourself. You gotta picture yourself doing it, and imagine yourself doing it, and then take action. That's right.
Yeah. A lot of people want to do this thing, but they're scared of taking action. And I think that's the problem a lot of people have, like the fear of like failure, but we
That's
all
right.
learn.
You're right. People have a fear of either failure or they have a fear of success, one or the other.
Yeah, you're right.
But like Franklin Roosevelt used to say, a great late president used to say, the only thing you have to fear is fear itself. So
Mhm.
you just you believe in yourself, you go forward, right? You go forward.
Yeah. And you stop thinking too much too. Sometimes I'm like, I need to stop thinking and just do it.
I see. So you took lessons and everything, and talk to me about the kind of music. What kind of music now do you go for, and do you tend to perform and sing? Is it? Are you talking about rock, pop? Are you talking folk music, jazz, country,
I think
gospel?
it's more R&B soul. I'm very attracted to it. It's easier for me to write on it because the melody or way different than pop or rock, but like it's more R&B soul for sure. I grew up during the 90s R&B era, so it helps.
So you like rhythm and blues and soul? That's what you like.
Yeah.
That's great. Now, what do you think of? You prefer cover songs or original songs or both? And if you do, why or why not?
I prefer originals. I mean, I love covers too. I just don't want to do only covers because I feel like when you only do covers, then you get stuck in doing covers and people listen more to your covers than your original. So I'm trying to go more for original, but I enjoy doing covers too. So when I play live, I'm trying to mix a little bit of covers and originals too.
Like they say the old cliche, variety is the spice of life. So it's good that you change it up.
Yeah.
Sometimes you do covers, sometimes you do originals, or sometimes you combine them.
Yeah.
That's what you're telling me. What is your happiest memory now? Your memory of your performing, and do you have large or small crowds in which you prefer? And give me a happiest memory of a performance that stands out in your life.
So one time I had a gig at a dive bar, and I arrived and I was like, what am I doing here? This is going to be an interesting night. It was weird. It was a weird bar. It was a showcase of different artists. And so you arrive and you do sound check. So all the staff and everybody in the room hear you doing sound check. So I think they heard my voice. So I was waiting for my turn to go up. And then when I entered the stage, it was packed and everybody started like screaming my name. And I wasn't expecting that at all.
Wow.
And I start singing and some people didn't even know the song and start singing along. And I think it was one of my best night And when I walked in, I really thought it will be a bad night. But it was amazing how many people I barely don't know at all were like coming in and listening to me and like singing with me. And I think that's the most important thing when you play live, is exchanging with the people in the room, and it's just magical.
And where was it? Where was this at? This performance?
So it was a bar in Hollywood called the Virgil.
Oh, the Virgil.
So yeah.
Well, better be surprised and disappointed, that's for sure. Now, audience participation is important. So do you generally get audience participation in your shows? And if you do, how do you get the audience to participate?
Well, every show is so different. I think first of all, because the room has different energy, all the buildings are different. I had one show at a hotel cafe where everyone was just staring at me the whole show and not even moving. And I was like, and I had friends in the room, and I was like, how, you didn't want to sing along or do something? And they're like, we didn't want to bother. It was so beautiful. So it's just depend. Sometimes it's just depend of the night, depend of like the space. Yeah, everything is different. Every time is different. But every time it's magical. Like I said, the energy is too.
Well, do people automatically, do you think, participate, or do you have to kind of motivate them and do it and set an example and start doing certain movements to get them to participate? Maybe doing a wave or talking to them in a certain way to get them to participate in the show.
So I think what I do is like I'm telling my story, and I'm being vulnerable with them, and I help them warm up the room, and we're like in a very intimate space. So I think like by telling you story and why you wrote the songs and why you're here today, it helped them being a part of your universe, and it helped them, participate to the events.
So you're relating to the people is what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're setting the stage for success by treating them, they're human beings. They came to see a show, be entertained, and that's what you're doing. You're relating to them in a nice, wet manner, and getting them to feel to relax. And
and I'm nothing without them. We both need each other. So, and we're in the same room for the same thing, to share something.
That's true. Now, do you get all kinds of audiences, of course, come about? Do you normally have larger audiences or smaller, or I guess it depends upon the circumstance sometimes?
Yeah.
Which do you prefer, the larger or smaller?
It's more stressful for me to play in front of a smaller room, because I can actually see every single person in the room. So it's very challenging. And the biggest crowd, like I had an event in New Mexico. It was a big event, but I couldn't see people's faces. So it was less stress. But in LA, I tend to play in like smaller room that fit like maybe like 100 people.
Oh, I see. So I guess it depends upon the event.
Yeah.
How do you handle any performance anxiety you ever get? And if you do, how do you handle it? Also rejection, of course, is part of life, but especially entertainment. So how do you deal with those different aspects?
The stress part is always there, especially 5 minutes before the show. The pre-show, I usually have a lot to do and organize, so I don't really think about it. But when it comes to like 5 minutes before I go up, I'm literally freaking out every single time, and I haven't found a way to like make it go. It just the first lyrics are a nightmare for me, but after like 10-15 seconds, it goes away. So I just have to go with the flow and just like breathe and let it pass. But
so the anticipation of it causes you stress and makes you nervous. It's like my favorite performer, Elvis Presley, before he got up, he would say, "It's a new audience. They haven't seen me, and I have to give it my best. And I'm hoping that I'm able to entertain them. And I have to act like it's the first time they're seeing me." And so I have to really give it my all.
Yeah.
And he's always, he's worried about how the reaction is of his audience. As great as he still was human. He still was nervous, but that's all right. That's mark of a performer that cares, that really cares about their audience, and they want to make sure they want to give it their best and be as entertaining as they can be. I'm sure that's the way you are too.
Yeah, I think it's because we care so much and we want it to be great. I saw Robin Thicke in concert the other day, and his first, like, he starts singing, but he starts singing off stage. So his first lyrics, he's not even on stage. I was like, I'm gonna do that.
Off stage.
That's smart. That's so
something
smart.
unique.
Yeah, like the couple phrases, the first phrases he sings are off stage.
Really?
So I was like, oh, I need to try that.
That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes if you take people by surprise, do something totally unexpected, then it can get interest and attention. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it reminded me of a little bit. I don't know, I don't know if you're a fan of her, but I remember Lady Gaga. You remind me a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I like some of her stuff for sure. I thought she was amazing in the movie A Star Is Born.
Oh yeah.
The soundtrack is unbelievable, and she's very natural. So that's her, this aspect that I like about her.
And that song "Shallow," that was a big hit. That was something.
Yeah.
She did that. And then she also, the late great who just passed, Tony Bennett, she sang with him some duets and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal. Some of the things that she did with him. Oh yeah. So anyway, that's something to be proud of. What now? Have you done any on your performance, your shows? Have you ever done any meet and greets or signed autographs?
Not really, but every time I finish the show, I'll come down to the crowd, and I just spend time with people that came and see me. I think it's important to, go and meet everyone.
Well, yeah, you're getting a rapport with them, and you're getting them. They get to know you, and it's a good feeling, isn't it? To talk to them and see how they react, get good positive feedback. Of course, you're not going to please everybody. It's impossible. Like Ricky Nelson said in the Garden Party, if you can't please everybody, please yourself. You're not going to please everybody, but that's all right. What's a typical day now as a singer and songwriter? And also, do you play any instruments too besides sing? Now, you took lessons. Do you play any instruments at all?
So
yeah,
I tried piano. Oh no, I tried guitar first, and I'm like, no. It hurts the fingers, like all these chords. So I gave up guitar, and I started taking some piano classes with a French teacher that she was very like strict, and I don't really like following rules. So I was like, it's so hard for me. But she teach me how to like read notes and everything. So she got me she got me started on a lot of things. But I need to practice. But I don't play well. So maybe in a couple years. But yeah.
Well, it sounds like you're singing. That's what you truly love. And do you have a soprano voice, or is it what kind of range?
My range is getting larger with the years and the work I'm doing. But yeah, I'm a soprano.
Well, of course, that takes practice too. I know. I took singing lessons myself in the past, so I know. Yeah. And you went up and down the scales, singing from the diaphragm. I know. I remember all that.
The breathing, all that.
Oh yeah. And I remember some of the recitals on my singing teacher. Unfortunately, she passed, and she said before she passed, even though I went to the recitals, I was just a guest. I mean, I wasn't a participant, and she didn't ask me to perform. She said I should have had you on. Well, you got the old saying, "It's could have, should have, would have," but that's all right.
Yeah,
that wasn't meant to be, but that's all right. Anyway, she was fantastic when she did it. The lessons and the kind of person she was. So, no regrets. Anyway, so let's get back to your singing. You're singing. So let's see if I can. I'm trying to think. So anything else? What have you ever had? Have you ever had a performance, a show in which you tried your best and you tried your best to make it successful, but for some reason it didn't quite work out? And if so, describe that to me and tell me about that.
I think I personally expect so much from myself, and sometimes I expect too much. I don't think what I expect is important. I think right now it's what people need during the show. So I my fear is to forget the lyrics. That's my biggest fear every time I do a show. I was like, I can't forget the lyrics. But it's a journey. Every show is different, and every time I do a new show, it's growing me into a better artist. So I wouldn't say I messed up any of my show. I said every time is different, and I have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, because sometimes it's out of my control what's going on in the room. So I just have to go with it, you know?
And what about if you ever had a performance in which you forgot the lyrics right in the middle? Either that, or even when you're writing your songs, you all of a sudden you had a mental blank and you couldn't think of what to do. You know, all of a sudden you're not able to write a song. You just can't think of it. You're trying your best and you just can't seem to. Or in a
Yeah.
performance.
During a show, it never happened yet. So I was like, thank you.
Hopefully that won't happen. Hopefully that won't happen, Jen. Yeah.
No, but when I'm writing, yeah, we like sometimes I can't find the second verse and I can't think about anything else to write. So I just don't force it. I leave it for a couple of days and try to get back to it a little later. I don't think that being frustrated and trying to force thing gonna make the song better.
I see.
So I just leave it, and sometimes I leave it for months and I come back 6
That's a
months.
good idea. Just forget about it, come right back, because the more you force it, then the more of a strain and struggle it is.
Yeah.
And if you just let it go, maybe eventually, when you least expect it, it'll come right back to you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There was a song like that. It's all coming back to me now.
Here we go.
Right.
Celine.
When you write your songs now, are the songwriting, is it words or music first, or vice versa?
It's music first, then the words. It's easier for me to write that way with the melody and everything. So it's always music first for me.
Oh, music. Okay. And what's a typical day now as a singer and songwriter? Exactly. What are your?
Well, I have other things too on my plate. So I have music, I have my acting, and I
You do
have,
acting. Oh, you do acting also.
yes, I started a year ago and I
Really?
started
What kind of acting
auditioning.
what kind of acting do you do? Is it drama or comedy or? Oh,
Right now, I'm leaning more into drama, but I'm open to everything.
okay.
So I have, I have to deal with like acting classes, vocal classes,
Wow.
audition, writing song, going to the studio recording. So it's busy. My days are busy, but I'm enjoying it. So I'm happy.
That's good.
Yeah.
You may as well do something that you love. There's a lot of people do things that they force themselves and they don't care for. But hey, if
Yeah.
you can do something that you love, that's very important. In fact, that's one of the secrets. He was just interviewed by David Muir, Tony Bennett. Why he had such a long and great successful career.
Mm-hmm.
What was the secret? And he said, Tony Bennett, loving what you do. If you love what you do, there's never a dull moment. You're
Yeah.
doing something. You're not, it's not, it doesn't feel like work. It's something you really, truly love and you do it automatically.
Yeah, because you're having fun with it. Like
Right.
you enjoy every single moment. And even if you work for a 12-hour day, it's something that you love. So you're not being forced to do anything you don't enjoy. So yeah, it's fun.
Well, that's important. Now, talk to me about some of your travels now. Have you done any touring and also some of your venues that you've been at, and what's some of your favorites?
I haven't done any touring yet, but I would love to.
Okay.
And one of my goals is going back to France and just play there and prove everyone that I could do it. That will be my win. because a lot of people thought that I couldn't do it. So I was like, I'm gonna come back and do a little tour in France and show everyone that everything is possible when you put the work and you take action, like we said earlier. I don't have any favorite venues. I think the venues doesn't matter as long as the people are here. I think it's the people make the venue. The stage itself is just it's just a detail, I care more about the people in the room.
Well, that's good. That's good. You love what you're doing and care about the people. Now, do you have a band backing you up when you do these shows?
Yeah, I do have a band.
And talk to me about that. About how did you meet your band members? Tell me about them, and also what kind of instruments do they play, and a little bit of everything.
So I met my band's member at a concert. I was in the room and they were there, and then we're met and start chatting about music, and then a couple months later they were playing with me.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
it was a fun story. Yeah.
that's great. That's great. It sounds like it worked out. And how many people are in it, and what are their names, and what instruments do they play?
So they play. So I usually, it depends the venue. Sometime I go to full band, so drums, bass, guitar, and piano. Some venues are small, so I do a acoustic set with Donnie, my guitar player. He's amazing. Some people come to see him and not me. Sometimes. One night they're like, who is your guitar player? I was like, oh, so you guys were focused on him, not me. So it was funny.
Does he play bass or lead or rhythm? What is he?
He plays guitar.
Okay.
So it's funny how when people come and see you, they all have their favorite group band member that they like more than another. So and COVID was a little hard because I couldn't see them as often as I used to do. But yeah, I'm trying to get back to it. It's been a little tough, but I miss them.
So what happened when there was COVID? How did you deal with that? It was probably difficult.
Well, I took the time to write a lot. So I did that. Then when the studio reopened, I record a lot of things as well. And I worked for money to pay the bills. And then when everything reopened, I start doing my creative stuff again. It was an interesting time. I don't think it was a waste of time for me because I actually wrote a lot of things. Yeah, it was different. It was a different time.
It sounds like you managed then. To make up for that, you were able to do other things. Do you do recording you have a recording studio that you record at, or you?
Yeah, I have a recording studio in LA with my engineer. I've been working with him since day one. So yeah.
Oh, I see. What you're talking to me about sounds interesting. I had a friend of mine from a karaoke bar I used to go to, the very first karaoke bar in America, named Dimples, and his name, trying to think now, but anyway, he was a promoter of talent and all kinds of things, and and writes his own music, and he had the name of his group was Nothing's Impossible. That's what he was saying and everything. So that's fantastic. And it is. Eric Johnson, that's his name. Yeah. Anyway, one of my earlier interviews, it's on there. And so if you ever want to take a look at that on the Amazing Rich Johnny Blaze show, I don't remember I think it might have been 8 or 9. It's on my YouTube channel, the Amazing Rich Johnny Blaze show, and also johnnyblaze.com. You can see that interview with Eric Johnson.
Yeah, I write it down.
He deals with different things just like you, music publisher, a talent developer, a little bit of everything. That's what it was called. The name of his company. Nothing's Impossible.
Mm-hmm.
Music.
Right.
Well, that's fantastic. No, that really is. And I'm happy for you that you could do that.
Yeah, well, it's a long process. I've learned a lot. And I feel like as an artist, you need to realize that sometimes you don't know everything, and you have to be humble and ask question and be okay learning new things. And yeah, it's just a cool journey.
That's great. You love the journey. Okay, what was I going to say now? So let's think about something else here that I'm trying to think of something else that. Oh, if you had ever, if you were able to open for another group for performer, is there anybody in particular you might want to open for?
I really like Snow Allegra. I think she's kind of like she's very natural. Her music is all about like true stories. So I would love to open for her. Her music is a little and the same vibe as mine. So yeah.
I see. Okay. Okay, that's great. That is. Have you ever entered any music competitions or music festivals? And if so, did you win any awards? Talk to me about any of your experiences doing that.
I haven't done any music festival or
competitions. Yeah. Okay.
I tried to get on some of the TV competition. I just felt like when they do the open call, there's so many people, and I feel like it was more like a marketing event than an actual audition. I was in Paris when that happened, and it was so many people, they didn't even listen to you. And I was kind of disappointed. And after that, I was like, don't think I want to I want to do it.
I was wondering which one you're talking about. There are different music competitions, and also, what do you think of these things like there's American Idol, there's America's Got Talent, there's The Voice, all these different music competitions.
Well, I went to see one of the American Got Talent. Everything is pre-recorded. So what I think is the production do whatever they want, whatever they plan to do. So it takes off a little bit of the magic of it when it comes to the competition, because I feel like it's like a movie. They're doing an old production, they have a plan, they have an agenda, and I just didn't like that much.
Yeah, they want what they want is they want big ratings.
Yeah.
High ratings. I think some of it's set up. I agree with you. You know, they want a certain age group, they want high ratings. I think it's all set in such a way. So, and you have to sign their agreements, and you got to do just what they want, and it's very competitive, of course. So it's not so easy.
And then you have to give them, after that, you have to give them a lot of right of your music for a couple of years. So just for the exposure. So I don't think I'm willing to do that.
It takes away your independence. In other words, you have to do just what they want. You have to be what they want, and then you have to do what they want. And you have to sign their agreements and go right along with everything.
Yeah.
So it takes a certain type of person. Well, it's not easy. No, I'm sure another. And then, they have very high standards, of course.
Yeah. I'm very protective of my music. So I'm like, I'm not going to give you everything because you're just sitting there, and I'm doing all the work, Well,
it is entertaining to watch, and they do find talent, but it's not for everyone. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Not at all. Is there a performance that was that you'd want to? It was like, for some reason, it was embarrassing and it didn't turn out so well. Is there anything that you can remember? And you can remember it, but you really want to forget it because of the way it turned out.
I don't think that happened. I just feel like people that come and see me. I mean, I've been reminded the other day. My friend was like, people that come and see you, they come see you because they love you. Nobody come in a room and say, oh, I'm going to hate on this person.
Right.
I haven't had any crazy failure story or embarrassing stories yet. Maybe it's going to happen in the future, probably. But I don't have anything in mind right now that I remember.
Okay, well, that's
a good thing.
Well, you never know what's going to happen, but so far you've been fortunate. You didn't have to deal with any of that. So
yeah.
If you don't, if it's not there, then hey, hang in there and go for all the best, go for everything. Have you done any television at all in your career?
Not yet.
Not yet, but you never
Looking
know.
forward to it, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
And any experience now meeting with or performing with any celebrities in your life?
I opened for John B once. It was in Pasadena. It was I mean it's an opening, so he's not on stage with me. So it didn't change much. But in the future, probably.
So okay, so you met what one person then, huh?
Yeah.
John B. And how did you go about it? Did you meet that person? Was it one of your performances? You just met him by accident or some other way?
I got booked to by the venue to open for him. So they're doing the programming and everything. So they're in charge of like who is opening for who. And he was very nice. He was very nice. Like, because during sound check you meet everybody in the room. Everybody's in the room, so you meet everyone during sound check. And he was a very nice, humble artist. Really enjoyed him.
Oh, that's good. Nothing wrong with that. So you got a nice experience. You got a nice experience. You got a nice experience is what you did. Yeah. That's all great. What is the happiest song that you've ever heard, and also the saddest song that you've ever heard in your life?
It's a good question. The saddest song. The happiest song. Well, that's a great. There's so many songs. Oh my God. It's gonna take me a minute to answer that. Interesting. The saddest song. Oh my God, that's a great question. But
you're a little stumped. That's all right.
I know. I'm like, there's so many options.
It's stump Gen time, right?
Yes. I wasn't nobody ever asked me this question. Huh.
Really? Okay.
No. I don't have anything I can think of.
Can't think of any happy or sad songs or
no, I mean a happy song, because I'm happy. No,
you're happy anyway, but I'm just saying any happy song.
I really like the one that is very inspiring for me. I don't know if it's a happy song or not, is the soundtrack of Hercules from Disney, with all the five muses. This and
Hercules? You said Hercules from Disney, is that what you said?
Yes, the soundtrack is insane. The vocals are amazing, very inspiring. Because they talk about like the song "A Star Is Born" is making me smile all the time. And I love this soundtrack. I think it's amazing what they did with it.
So you can't stop smiling on that.
Yeah.
might make your face get a little achy from smiling, right?
Yeah.
That's all right. That's
skin tight like this.
But that's happy. That's happy. You know, you've got a happiness anyway about you. You got a happy personality and ambience about you.
Yeah, you have to stay positive, you
do radiate an enthusiasm and positivity.
Thank you.
Well, no, you do. It's called karma. What goes around comes around. I feel that you attract positive in your life because of your attitude and your smile and your feeling about what you're doing. And I think that that's important.
Yeah, it's important to enjoy the journey because it's so long. And if you don't enjoy every step, you're just miserable.
That's true.
So I've learned to enjoy every single thing I'm doing, even if it's small things. And I think it makes it way better.
Well, yeah, you're right, because it's not just striving. Of course, we all strive for the best and success, but while you're striving, the best thing to be able to enjoy your journey, that's important. Just savor every minute of it, because it's something that you can always look back and say, well, I did this, I did that, I did all these things. Mm-hmm. That's right.
And being in LA helps a lot because it's a city with a lot of people are creative, either actors, either writers, or musicians, singers. So it's like there's a little community that support everything you're doing and understand every step you take. So I think it's a great city for me. I've traveled to a couple city last year. I went to like Boston, Miami, New York.
Good.
New York was fun. But every time I come back to LA, I'm like, I'm so glad I'm home.
But you went to Boston and Miami, and where else did you?
Orlando and New York.
Oh, Orlando, Florida, and New York.
Yeah, and I did San Francisco.
Really?
And every time I come, I'm like, I need to come back home because you can feel the vibe of like creative brain burning here. Boston was a very like 9 to 5 city. And I remember when I got back on the plane, I was at the boarding area in the airport, and everybody going to LA was wearing pink and flashy blue, and it was all colors, and the rest of the airport was like brown and black, and I was like, oh,
Oh,
this is a fun city I'm going
that's
to.
great. So you belong to any entertainment groups in this area in Los Angeles at all? That that loves the creative arts and
So no, when I only did music, it's a little lonely. When I start acting, I find a little community, a little family of actors and creatives. So yeah, it's interesting to see we're not alone and everybody's like on the same boat, going in the same direction, trying to like, follow our dreams.
that's important. You
Mhm.
realize you're not alone, that's for sure. Yeah. What do you think about the strikes now? There's first of all, there was a Writers Guild of America strike, and now you've got the actors, Screen Actors Guild, and also American Federation of Television Radio Artists are striking. They want to get better wages. I don't blame them. Better
Um,
residuals,
I think,
artificial intelligence. What's that?
yeah, I think it's important to strike now. I think the AI is getting out of hand and needs to be structured now, because there's no way a computer is replacing real people. It's gonna make horrible movie if they do that. I think the writer deserve way more credit than what they have, and I think the actors too, because the studios are making so much money, and I feel like the streaming company, in terms of like acting and music as well, when I see my streamings, when it comes to my music, I'm like, that's all you're giving me. They're like killing the business, and they're killing us. We just want to pay our rent and just pay our bills. So it's just important for them to realize that they need us to be able to make their million and billion of dollar. And there is no entertainment without people, so they need to
Right.
respect us more
Right.
than just saying like, oh, we're just going to replace you with a computer. I think it's very disrespectful, and I think honestly, a word without entertainment will be miserable.
I
Without
agree with
music
I
and
agree with you. You're right.
it's
These people, a
probably
lot of people assume just because people are involved in entertainment that they're millionaires, and they're not. They're just everyday people trying to make a living,
Mhm.
trying to pay their bills, pay their rent, and do what they have to do to get by. So, but they need to be just not disrespected and taken for granted, and they do need to get more money. They're good. These other people, the people that control it, are kind of rather greedy. You're right, but
Yeah.
they
And
do
the
need.
days are long on sets. You spend 10, 12 hours on set. So it's just like, it's just pay people properly. And I don't think they're going to lose any money by doing that.
I don't think so either. Yeah. Well, so what exactly now, as a singer and songwriter now, and of course you're an actor, you do acting also. What is a typical day when you're doing your singing and your songwriting? Exactly, what does it comprise of?
Um, I write when I'm inspired, so I don't have a schedule when I write. It's just come whenever. I'll let it come whenever. Whenever. One time I wrote a song, I had to stop. I was driving, and I was like, I need to stop and write it now because I'm scared I'm gonna lose it. So I parked and sat at the cafe and I wrote it, and an hour later it was done. So it just happened randomly. But my day, going to all my class in the morning, and then sending audition. So I wake up, I get my coffee, get in front of my computer, send my auditions, go to my class, and I come back. I'm like recording some new music or some covers that I want to post. I usually re-record it again and again because I'm never satisfied. That's my problem. Um, then yeah, it just depends the day. Some when I have a song ready, I go to the studio at night, then I get in master. It's just it depends. I'm not on a strict schedule. It's
Oh,
just
there's no strict schedule. Have you ever participated in any talent shows at all, or done any open mics at all in your experience as a singer?
No, I haven't. I don't know why I have a problem with the open mics. um you go to this event and the line is huge, so you have to wait an hour and a half
It's a long time.
to 2 hours, even sometimes even more, and for one song that is not even yours. And I'm like, I don't think I want to do that. It's so much time for like a cover song that I,
Wow, that's a
I don't,
long time. I don't blame you.
it's a long time. One time I went to this event and I was like, oh, you want to sing this? I was like, yeah. And 1 hour passed and 2 hours passed and three. I was like, it's gonna be 1 a.m. I just want to go home.
Yeah, I don't blame you at all.
Yeah.
We only have so much patience, right?
Yeah.
So there's a little joke I created a long time where patience, if you don't have any patience, you'll end up becoming one in the hospital. Patience is a virtue and impatience is a vice.
Yeah.
That's true. It's easy to lose your patience, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so easy. I know.
Right. Well, that's interesting. That is very interesting.
Mm.
Yeah. Let's see if I think so. There's any. What let me ask you, what makes you stand out? What makes you stand out from other singers and songwriters? What makes you so unique and different that people want to see you and they're gravitated towards you and they're excited by what you do?
I think for me, the most important thing is to be myself and be vulnerable. Um, and I have a background that is a little different, born in Lebanon, grew up in France, professional athlete, and then come to music. So I think people are interesting in my story. I have this accent that I can't get rid of that come out every time I speak. So I think people are intrigued by my stories, and I feel like the more real and the more truth to your story you are, the more people can relate to it and is attracted to it. It was hard at the beginning to like literally tell my stories on my songs because it's actually what happened to me. And every time I sing it, I was like, oh my God, everybody's gonna know what a disaster my love life is or stuff like that. But people, we're all human and we're here to like support each other. So I feel like it's important for me to tell them that we all go through good and bad things in life, and nobody's alone. So I think music is a way to share that with the people that need support in the
Well,
bad time. Yeah.
it's good therapy for people. It really is. It takes
Yeah.
away if the idea you want it's a challenge to be able to make people happy and smile when you're doing it, and it gives you a great feeling too. They'll lift you up. Now, if you ever have anybody in a show that is the people that are, let's say they're bored, how do you go about energizing people in a crowd to take them from really being bored to being happy? And
I tried to make jokes, like I tried to make fun of my own life, and I think like people catch on that. One time I had a show I started, I was like, okay, so I'm gonna tell you how my love life is a disaster. And it was like, oh, really? Your love life is a disaster. So I feel like if you like connect with them in a way that they can relate to, nobody get bored, they wanna they want to do more. And if they're bored, well, I'm so sorry. Like nobody forced you to be here, you know. I can't control anyone. So I'm not forcing anyone to be in the room. So it's everybody has free will to do whatever
That's
whatever
true.
they
Don't
want.
force anyone. It's
And I
different strokes for different
can't
folks.
please anyone.
Different strokes for different folks. You're right. One person's treasure, someone else's trash. So again, you can't appeal to everybody. We do your best. Anyway, you do have a delightful accent. You really do. You know.
Thank you.
Besides your smile, your dazzling smile, and your attitude. No, I can't stop complimenting you. I just can't help it. That's how I feel. That's how you're coming across.
Thank you. That's great. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. I just, I got to say it how I feel. Yeah. Very good. Oh, wow. Let me ask you something, Jen. If you had to do anything over again in your life, in your career, would you do anything differently?
Probably not.
No, you wouldn't.
I don't think I wouldn't. I do everything I can, so I don't leave with regrets. So every time I have a change to do something, I'll do it. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So that's my main goal, is to not leave with regrets. So every time I do it 100%, you know?
You're a happy camper.
Yeah.
You have no regrets. That's great. Everybody's different. Some people would rather do things differently, if they had to do it over again. But for you, you're happy.
Yeah.
You're happy with what you've done and how things have turned out. So that's fantastic. That's great. Yeah. Anyway, do you have any pleasant present projects right now, Jen, that you're working on?
Yeah, I have an EP that I'm working on. Still have to record some of the songs that are under construction. So that's that. Probably another music video by the end of the year. I just released the last one, Trouble, that I'm very proud of because I had to dance on that one and got out of my comfort zone. But it ended up being a really good one, and I had a lot of friends coming in and helping me with that one. So yeah, a lot more music, and maybe some TV stuff soon. We'll see, depending of the strike and how things opens up.
And what about your now, as far as making music videos? Is that something that's something you do and something you enjoy? And tell me about how you go about making them, and any favorite one that you have done.
Yeah, so I think making music video is my favorite part of, beside live events. I love being on set. I love being with people and creating visual things, because I think the sound is something, but the visual adds so much to it. So when I think of a song, I already think about what I want to do. Then I see the budget, then I see what it's available and what I can pay and what I cannot pay. So, that has to be considered. And then I just make phone calls and make it happen, book the makeup artist, book my producer, and then we're good to go.
Are there any favorite ones that stand out? And how many have you done music videos? Are there any favorite ones that stand out? And what is there about it that makes it such a favorite and such a fun experience?
So the last one I did, I love the first one because I think the first one was my first big win for me. So I think there's something special about that one. It's called Into You. And I was so scared because I was like, I don't know how I'll look on camera. So when he sent me the first draft, I was like, I don't want to watch it. I was scared to look at myself on camera, and it turned out being very good. So I was very happy with it. So that one has a special space in my heart. So yeah. The last one is amazing in terms of like directing the whole video, and it's a little more special because I had a lot of friends that came and support and did the background, and two of my friends came to dance with me, and my other friend came with his 1962 Volvo car. that I had to drive, and I was like, "Are you sure you're comfortable with me driving it?" So it was like, it was a group effort to make it happen, and I think that's what make it so special and so good. Yeah.
Those are happy memories.
Yeah.
Happy experiences. Yeah, fantastic. Now, do you have any future dream projects, Jen, that you haven't done yet that you'd love to do in the future? Anything that?
Probably collaborating with a lot of like bigger artists than me. That will be awesome to learn from them and get to, like, make my fan base a little bigger and connect with more people and be known around the country and the world. I think the most important thing for me is like very, very much to have a bigger fan base and connect with more people. Really want to place my music in films. That will be one of the goal as well. Since I'm doing acting and music, it will be a great project to do both. And yeah.
So your favorite part of the business, is it singing? Is it songwriting? Or is it doing music videos? Or what exactly is appeals to you the most?
I think playing live is my favorite thing. Singing live is my favorite thing.
And what is there about singing live that excites you?
It's people, having people in front of me, or that's the difference. It makes it so special. It's so hard to explain. It's like, it's all the work you put for so long making this music, and when you play live, you exchanging with people what you've worked on, and you see them reacting to it. So it's just amazing.
Well, that's like Elvis, the same thing. He said that was he missed the live audience, part of live performances. And when he went back to Vegas and everything, after he done some his movies, I think after he got out of the movie contracts, he ended up going back to Las Vegas, and that's what he enjoyed, the live performances, seeing people in front of him. That sounds similar to what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's very good. Let me ask you, if you want to find out more about you, Jen Ash, how would they go about finding more about you? Like your entertainment website, maybe our Facebook page or YouTube channel, or on Instagram, or anything else, any other links, LinkedIn. Tell me about the different links people they want to know.
Okay, so my website is jenashmusic.com. Instagram is Jen Ash Music. YouTube is Jen Ash, and everything else is Jen Ash or Jen Ash Music. So make it super easy for everybody. So yeah, you can find me on social media. I'm more on Instagram than anything. I'm getting used to TikTok. Still Jen Ash Music, but yeah, you can find me on all this.
And you have a YouTube channel? You have a YouTube
I have a YouTube channel, and it's just you just type in Jen Ash and you'll find me.
Okay. I don't think, what about imdb.com? Are you on that?
Yeah, I'm on IMDb as well. Jen Ash. Yeah.
Okay, great. And you're on Facebook, right?
And I'm on Facebook. Yeah, Jen Ash.
Yeah, Jen Ash all over the place.
Yeah, it's the same thing. So
how could they forget you or miss you? They just couldn't.
Yeah.
As you are unforgettable. Anyway, what we have right now, we have Showtime with you, Jen Ash. And so the vocal stylings of Jen Ash, for ladies and gentlemen, kick back, relax, and enjoy. The first song is called Perales.
Encore des mots, toujours des mots, les mêmes mots, rien que des mots. Oh. Des mots faciles, des mots fragiles, c'était trop beau. Oui, bien trop beau. Oh. C'est fini, le temps des rêves. Les souvenirs se fanent aussi quand on les oublie. Caramel, bonbons et chocolat. Merci pas pour moi, mais tu peux bien les offrir à une autre qui aime le vent et le parfum des roses. Moi, les mots tendres enrobés de douceur se posent sur ma bouche, mais jamais sur mon cœur. Parole, 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 parole. Parole, 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 encore des paroles que tu sais mon fond. Encore des mots, toujours des mots, les mêmes mots, rien que des mots. Oh. Des mots magiques, des mots tactiques qui sonnent faux. Oui, tellement faux. Oh. Rien ne t'arrête quand tu commences. Si tu savais comme j'ai envie d'un peu de silence. Caramel, bonbons et chocolat. Merci pas pour moi, mais tu peux bien les offrir à une autre qui aime les étoiles sur les dunes. Moi, les mots tendres enrobés de douceur se posent sur ma bouche, mais jamais sur mon cœur. Parole, 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 parole. Parole, 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 encore des paroles que tu sais mon fond. Parole, 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 parole. Parole, 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 encore des paroles que tu sais mon fond.
Bravo, bravo. That was great. Now, Jen, for our audience, can you explain Perales? It's a French song. What it's about? What does that mean, and what's it all about? And how did you go about creating such a great song?
So it's actually a cover song from the Egyptian singer Dalida. My mom used to like listen to that song on a repeat. And I think like she talks about like relationship and how you know she like action are bigger than words. So parole is the actually talking. So she said that the relationship is over and you can talk over and over again. It's just talk. So yeah, it's a classic song for me. And she passed away a long time ago, and I love that song, and I just wanted to like honor her legacy by just doing a simple acoustic cover of it.
What was her name? This lady?
Dalida.
Pardon?
Dalida.
Dalida.
Yeah.
Oh, so she's the one that created this, Dalida?
Yeah.
Oh, great. So you're honoring her memory.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's beautiful. It really is. Thanks for sharing that. Moving right along as we blaze forward with the Jen Ash show here. The next song is a song I think that your people are going to find very entertaining and fun. It's called Crush on You.
I think I got a crush on you. I do. Think I got a crush on you. I think I got a crush on you. I do. Think I got a crush on you. You come into my sphere, colorful and dramatic as hell. Replaying every second, like overflowing my emotions. Sensation, sweet intoxication, going round and around, trying to get me out the ground. A real romance, that's how it sounds. Give us a chance, yeah. I think I got a crush on you. I do. Think I got a crush on you. I think I got a crush on you. I do. Think I got a crush on you. I'm drawing my dramatic self, fantasizing about the day we met, spinning around the way we bound, make me feel so undecided. Clearly there is no play away from the game we started. I like the way we make it. Sounds like a lifetime story, debating the sparrow glory. Let's be older. Memory. I think I got a crush on you. I do. Think I got a crush on you. I think I got a crush on you. I do. Think I got a crush on you. Crush on you. I think I got a crush on you. Crush on you. I think I got a crush on you. Crush on you.
Yeah. Yeah. Love it. Jen, you really crushed and nailed that song, Crush on You.
Yo.
Yeah. And how does that, tell me about that song now? Is that something that, is that an original song you created?
Yeah, it's a original song. I wrote it during COVID when nothing was happening in the dating life. So I just went back on time and remembering first crush, first time I go out and meet someone. So I think it was fun to like rewind on the memories of it. And I made Crush on You.
Wow, that's great. You're turning your scars into stars. You're
Yeah.
any kind of tension or whatever will happen, and you're just turning into happiness and fun.
Yeah, you can take whatever thing that happened in your life and turning into art. That's the cool thing about it.
I applaud that. I definitely applaud that, Jen. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Our last song, ladies and gentlemen, Showtime with Jen Ash, the beautiful vocal stylings of Jen Ash. The final song, Just Think About Hollywood. Hooray for Hollywood. That's what the song is about. So go for it and enjoy. Have a blazing hot fun time.
Let me tell you, Hollywood, what you've done to me. Gonna make me stronger, and I'm gonna make up to you. Let me tell you, Hollywood, I'm not giving up on you, 'cause I'm here for something good. You wanna play me Hollywood? I take the bet, 'cause I'm down to gamble on me. All these years I've been lost, fighting for things I've dreamed of, and I'm so close to you, oh Hollywood. You put me through a lot to teach me how to fall, but I was stand right next to you, oh Hollywood. I've heard so much for you, don't leave me without you. I'm done being my due, I'm thankful for you too. Yeah, Hollywood. Let me tell you, Hollywood, what you've done to me. Gonna make me stronger. Let me tell you, Hollywood, I'm not giving up on you, 'cause I'm here for something good. The mountain you see down, I've heard me beg you cry. Now it's time to make a move, oh Hollywood. The stores I've walked on, I found the crush beyond. I've got you under my skin, oh Hollywood. I've heard so much for you, don't leave me without you. I'm done being my due, I'm thankful for you too. Yeah, Hollywood. Let me tell you, Hollywood, what you've done to me. Gonna make me stronger. Let me tell you, Hollywood, I'm not giving up on you, 'cause I'm here for something good.
Yeah, another one, another great one. You just wowed us with such a great, amazing and blazing song, Hollywood there, Jen Ash. What's the story behind that? That's another original song? Another
Yeah.
one.
So Hollywood is like all the struggle and the hustle of the city, and everybody's trying to get to reach your goals. So it's dedicated to Hollywood and all the industry, and it's me going back and seeing how much I've grown and how much I've learned, and all the hustle and the struggle was worth it because he helped me become who I am. And yeah, and we're all here for something, like I said, for something good, and to reach your dreams and have a beautiful, successful career in entertainment. So that is the song. What is the song about?
That's fantastic. That's really being creative and expressing your feeling of being grateful and so happy about what you have accomplished. And you have a lot to be proud of, Jen. I want to give, before we get ready to wrap up and close the show, I want to give a shout out to Michael Stober, who went ahead and made this interview possible. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had the interview with you, Jen Ash.
Yeah, Michael is amazing. He has been a blessing for
How did you
sure.
meet Michael? How did you meet Michael?
I sent him an email, and his email went to my spam, and I think I saw the email a couple months later, and I was like, oh, interesting. And then we start chatting, and I start working with him, and he's been amazing.
Yeah, he is great. Because of him, I'm able to get many shows. I mean, sometimes he's very honest. Sometimes you just say, well, the person can't. They'll reach out to them and they can't do it. It's too late or this or that. But then there'll be other times they say, well, he'll tell me, yeah, they can do a certain time. So he's great. He really is. So
Yeah.
Glad that I'm called networking with the right type of people. That definitely helps. Anyway, I want to say, Jen Ash, you have had and continue to have a very exciting and entertaining and inspirational and fun life going forward in entertainment.
Thank you so much.
You have a lot to be proud of. And I want to thank you very much. It's been an honor and privilege to have you on my show, The Amazing Rick and Johnny Blaze Show. I've really enjoyed it. The time has gone by fast. You're fun, you're inspirational, you're entertaining, and you're very talented, along with, a lot of beauty on the outside and inside, and you give off such positive vibrations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
It's been my pleasure. And so as we get ready to close and wrap up the show, I just want to say to all my fans and friends, always keep a smile on your face and a song in your heart. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, happy trails and blaze out.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to be a guest on an entertainment talk show, please send us an email at amazingoriginalJBshow@gmail.com. All of our episodes will appear on YouTube and Facebook and receive over 3,000 views. Don't forget to sign up for our YouTube channel, and every guest will receive a complimentary DVD of their appearance on the show. Remember, we are much better than a podcast. And now, the amazing original Johnny Blaze has just left the building. Good night. God bless.